All right, game 2 now in the books, and we move on to region play. It's Holly Pond Week here on Go Wildcats with Coach Ryan Hall. All right, so game 2 this past week, big win on the scoreboard for your Oakland Wildcats, score of 66-18 against the Curry Yellow Jackets. Coach, walk us through how that looked for you guys.
Yeah, I mean, we scored a lot of points, and defensively, I thought our first team defense, I think they gave up negative yardage, so there were a lot of good in it. Again, we scored every possession except the one where we kind of took the air out of the ball going into half, and like I said, we scored a couple of special teams touchdowns, but we had a couple of busts on special teams, and a lot of young guys playing on that. And there's a ton of things we got to clean up, and I think our players, I hope they know that we've got to play with better discipline, we've got to play with better enthusiasm, better team. We've got to do things as a team better, and I hope they learn from that Friday night. And moving forward, those are things that we'll emphasize and try to improve week to week.
Who are some of the guys that you thought stood out particularly well in terms of playing hard?
Yeah, offensively, Bubba Odom, our quarterback, was 13 of 15 for almost 300 yards and 5 touchdowns. I thought he was very efficient. He did what he had to do. He took what they gave him and stayed patient and never tried to do too much. Denzel Chapman had 6 catches for about 130 yards and a touchdown. And then we had a lot of guys here and there. I'll tell you, one of the overlooked things is guys that played really hard in blocking on the perimeter and those things. Sean Douglas was phenomenal. He also caught a touchdown pass. There were a lot of good things offensively. Defensively, Trey Thomas had another great night. A.J. Odom played really well, fast. And I thought a young kid, Bridger Upton, got in there and made some tackles and made some plays. We're really excited about him. Special teams, Caden Marchbanks had 2 kickoff returns for touchdowns. So those are some of the highlights. But a lot of guys played well, and there was a lot of things we got to clean up. We had some personal fouls that are unacceptable. That's not part of what we want to do. And so a lot to work on.
Okay, we focus our attention now to the next opponent at Holly Pond, but that represents region play. This is Class 3A Region 6 play. Tell us a little bit about what that means now that we're officially region games.
Yeah, when you get in the region, it's playoff football. Everything every week has playoff implications, and so we'll be in that all the way to till week 10. We play Cordova week 10, non-region, but all these games leading up to that game are pivotal in playoff positioning. And if you finish first or second in your region, you host a playoff game. You want to win the region. That's our goal. We want to be region champions. We don't talk a lot about that, but ultimately, we want to play well enough where we put ourselves in a position to be champions, and you got to act like champions first. And so we got a lot of work to do to get ourselves to that point where we can even talk about that. But region plays big. Every Friday night's important, and you got to be ready to play every Friday night.
All right. So the opponent are your Holly Pond Broncos, and we look forward to seeing you on the field against them. Tell us what we should expect when we see them lining up across from you guys.
Yeah, they're 2-0. I mean, they're much improved. They beat. Scored a lot of points. Hadn't given up a point. They beat Brindley Mountain, I think, 53-0, and then beat Cold Springs 31-0. And what it looks like on film is they got a bunch of guys that just play hard on defense, run around their 3-3 stack, creates a lot of angles, and they bring people from a lot of different places. So it'll be a challenge up front for us to handle that and manage it and protect enough where we can do some of the things we want to do offensively. On offense, they run the split back veer, which you don't see that a lot. So it's a preparation issue where you've got to do a good job staying disciplined and guys fitting in the right places. And it's team defense where everybody has to do their job. Otherwise, one little bust can cost you a touchdown against a team like that. So, it'll be a challenge for us. But we're excited about it. And, again, region play brings on another set of challenges and opportunities more than anything else. So we'll go up to Holly Pond Friday, and I feel like our kids will compete. They always do, and we'll give it our best shot.
All right, that's great. So for you at home, that's tomorrow night, September 3rd, 7:00 p.m. at Holly Pond. You can check with the school if you need help getting tickets for that. Maybe check the GoFan app to see if they're available there. And look forward to seeing you on the road to support the Wildcats. This 3-game stretch to open the season comes to a conclusion this Friday night. And I know they'll look forward to hearing you cheering in the stands. Be sure to keep watching as Coach will break down some film from the Curry game here next. All right, we're going to take a few minutes today to talk with one of your seniors from this year's Wildcat team. This is number 1, Ryan Shepard. Plays running back and defensive back. Ryan, just kind of walk us through how the season's gone thus far for you guys from your perspective.
I mean, we lost the first game. It was a good game, but we lost. Came back better next week. Next week after that, came back stronger too. We got to just continue to get better and work.
All right, that's great. Had the big win this past week. Any fun memories stand out to you from the win over Curry?
Yeah. In the locker room after the game, we turned up.
All right. Okay, now that we enter region play, we know a lot's on the line. Just tell us kind of us and also your teammates. What is it you got to work on and clean up?
We just got to clean up everything. Like, clean up everything we do. Just got to get better at it.
All right. Fewer penalties, perhaps?
Yes, sir.
I hear that's been the talk, and I know that you'll get that corrected, and that's great. Appreciate all that you do, man, and look forward to continuing to see you play well every Friday night. Thanks for joining us today.
Mm-hmm. All right, we're going to take a few minutes here and look at the film from Friday night, some clips from the film from Friday night against Curry. Game we won 66-18, and you know it was a night where we got to play a lot of people and stayed healthy, and you know we scored every offensive possession except the one going into the half, and then defensively our first defense held them to I think negative yardage. So just positive night, and you know again we got to play a lot of people and saw tremendous improvement from week 0 to week 1. So as we start this off. We're going to look at a few defensive clips here, and this is kind of the story of the night. You see a lot of penetration from our D-line. Inside linebacker Jai Henderson up there at the top of the screen does a great job of finding the football, and then you see a bunch of guys rallying, and then AJ finishes it off. That's what we want. We want a bunch of hats to the football, and we got that there. So here's another play. They're going to try to run a little stretch play out here to the edge. One thing I want you to notice, this outside linebacker here at the bottom of the screen, that's a 9th grader, Bridger Upton. He's going to take this block on, boom, keep his outside shoulder free, and just sticks it in there and finishes the play. And what I really like on this is you see the backside pursuit up there by number 11, Rick Johnson, and then you see a bunch of guys just flying the football. Eli Kilgore in there, Tyler Thomas, Trace Cagle, just guys getting to the football. Watch our Mike linebacker right here, number 5, Jai Henderson. They catches in a blitz, which is a good call. AJ's coming off the edge. They're going to throw a little slow screen to the running back, but Jai reads it out, okay? Great contact. He's just got to finish that with a tackle. But our little safety over here on the other side, number 33, reads it, gets loose, comes up, makes a great tackle. That's an 8th grader, Tyler Thomas, there making that tackle. Again, here we're going to pressure off the edge with AJ, and you can just see his speed off the edge. Times the snap really good, bends that thing tight. Okay, quarterback just slides down for a sack for AJ right there. Now we'll flip it over to offense. This is our first play from scrimmage. Okay, got a little stick play called here, and Bub does a good job right here of seeing the backside slant available. You can see up top that corner is way off, and there's nobody out there in that grass. He's just going to catch and pitch it out there. And this is exactly what we want to be offensively. We want to catch it and throw it to our fast guys, let them make people miss, which D does right there, does a great job of making that first guy miss, okay, and then getting upfield and scoring. And that's just the whole philosophy. Throw it short until they take that away. 57-yard touchdown. Okay, same thing here, except the grass is available over here on the left side. So we're going to pitch it out there to Caden Marchbanks, just a short little toss. He makes a guy miss, gets his foot in the ground, then uses his speed to go score. A little bit later, different plays here, but same deal. Okay, we see the corner at the top of the screen. He's way off. And I want you to watch the slot receiver at the top of the screen right here. That's Sean Douglas. He does a tremendous job of blocking. Sean's really having a great year for us. He's doing a lot of things and doing them well. What you're going to see, Bub's going to catch it, pitch it out there. We run 2 blockers out. Sean gets on that corner and drives him into the end zone, and Derek Hubbard's able to score right there. Okay, here's the same deal. Same thing we ran earlier, except to the other side. Sean Douglas down here in the slot. He's going to catch the little snap route. Boom. Make a guy miss. Get upfield and score the touchdown. Okay, and these are things that we want to do as long as when those defensive backs play off of us, we're going to pitch it out there short and try to take what you give us. Here's a big play. Now, when guys come down, and what we're going to do, we're going to run Derek on a shallow right here from the bottom of the screen, and Denzel up at the top is going to run a big post. So Derek's going to try to pull that safety down. We get great protection, and then we just air it out over the top, and Denzel Chapman does a nice job of running underneath it. He's a big play guy. You know, that's kind of his specialty, man. You can get it in the air, and he'll go get it. So really nice job, really good throw by Bubba. 1, 2, 3 step drop, hitches up, and lays that thing out. A nice catch by Denzel, and he goes and finishes that play. All right, here's Caden Marchbanks on a run. Okay, we do a nice job. We're pulling the tackle right here. Hunter does a great job of getting out front. And then Caden gets out there in space, and he's hard to tackle in space, so he makes a couple of guys miss. And one of the things about old Caden, man, he's got a great nose for the end zone. He finds a way to get in there. That's what he does there. He had 4 touchdowns on the night. He had a catch, 25-yard catch for a touchdown. He had that 40-something yard run. And you'll see these last 2 clips are him returning kickoffs for touchdowns. So they're going to kick it deep right. Caden's our right returner. And here he's going to bring the ball back to his right. Okay, makes those guys miss and then brings it all the way back left, and we got a wall set up now. Derek Hubbard out there out front, finding a block, and then Caden uses his speed down the sideline, gets inside of one guy, and then just like I said, he's got a nose for the end zone. It's almost going to look like the same play here, but it's a different one. Both of those were 60-something yard kickoff returns. They kick it again through there. Caden kind of mishandles this, and it probably actually helped him. It made them overrun it a little bit. So again, he makes the first guy miss, kind of dances back inside, and then you see his speed down the sideline. And I don't know how he gets a Houdini a little bit sometimes. He gets out of some tight spaces, but does a great job right there finishing that run, just fighting, and gets him in the end zone. So all in all, it was a great night. I think we had some things that we obviously need to improve. Special teams got sloppy at times, but offensive and defensively, I felt like we did what we needed to do, and came out with a victory. And now we have the film to look at and focus on improvement for next week.
Thank you again for watching. Look forward to seeing you tomorrow night in Holly Pond. Coach.
Go Wildcats.